it's all
me?
good. Yeah, it's all good.
Mate,
Bro,
Dubai
are
is
you drinking?
weird.
What you drinking mouthwash, man? Like, why your teeth are like white? Why it's looking like the AirPods?
Mate, I wish they were. I actually want to get them
Like you're
done.
doing some mad lighting bits. What's going on, man? Your lighting's
Mate,
blessed.
when your housemates are into like their marketing and like they're filming, they honestly bless you.
Bro, your lighting's looking mad. I'm just here like in my bedroom lighting.
Mate, it's so bright, I can just about see the
Yeah, it
screen.
looks like you're like blinking. You're like squinting your eyes there. But how you been,
No,
bro? How you
honestly,
been?
I've been alright. I've just got back from playing squash.
Oh, okay. Is that your new hobby now?
Now, do you know what? We just moved into our apartment, like literally just before lockdown,
Yeah.
I think it was like start of Feb.
Okay.
And the building that we're in has got, obviously every building out here has a gym in it anyway, but ours has
Yeah.
got squash courts in it.
Okay.
So it's just by like default that we've just been like getting into it just because it's like good fitness, something
Mm.
different. So yeah, and obviously the competitiveness comes in, so we can all play and shit. So it's good, man. It's good. It's
See,
hard
in
though. I
Dubai,
didn't
you get that
realize
stuff, man.
how.
Like in Dubai, you get that stuff. You get the apartments with the gyms and everything. Like, and it's not. I'm taking it. It's
Yeah.
not that expensive out there compared to living over here.
What the cost of living?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's more. I think the cost of living is more here.
You think?
I, I
I think
think
it
I think
really.
I think for what you get for your money, um, like the apartment that you can get and the views that you can get and
Yeah.
location, and obviously you're obviously Dubai is not a city, but you're in the area, and I suppose if you compare it to London, like London prices, uh it's obviously a lot more. But cost of
Mm.
living, like food, I mean petrol's so cheap. Have you heard about the petrol?
Yeah. Bro, over here,
Oh
petrol's
mate,
like.
it's honestly like my you obviously know Nana. He's got
Yeah.
a Range Rover and it literally cost him like 30 quid to fill it up. It's
That's
a
a
joke.
30 quid, bro. It cost me like 60 quid over here, man. Like, fucking hell.
Mate,
And
honestly,
mine's
it's
only like a 1.2, man. That's not even like a big engine.
mate, do
I
you know
mean,
what? I've got
fuel prices dropped, but like, it's still expensive now. It's getting up there now because everything's easier.
yeah. It mate like to it's basically like having a smart car, but having a Range Rover.
Yeah.
On
What are
like
you
fuel
driving?
is good, mate. Do you know what? I've got a rental.
Oh,
I've
okay.
had it since I moved it, to be fair, and it's like what is it? I think it's 1.6, and that costs £16 to fill up.
I said 16 quid. You're lying to me. 16
Six
quid.
and £16 will probably last me. Like bear in mind, I drive all the time.
Yeah.
£16 will probably like last me about 6 days, like just
Oh,
under a week.
oh my god. See, like that's why I
But
wish like the fuel prices over here were cheaper.
oh mate, if the fuel was cheaper in England, everyone would be chilling. No
Yeah,
one would be
everyone. I think.
claiming like, set me £10 petrol for like dropping you around the corner.
Mm. Bro, that's
But
what it's gonna have to do. Like, it's 20 quid to just get me there.
I know they bump each other up, don't they? But it is what it is.
Yeah.
But everything here is like reasonably close.
Mm.
Like I think to be fair, where we've moved like a little bit more towards downtown,
Yeah.
and like it's the other end to like Marina and like JBR and stuff like that.
Mm.
So it's about 25 minutes, but that's the most you're gonna do. Like you're
Yeah.
not really gonna be driving like an hour or like 45 minutes,
So do you prefer
unless there's
living
traffic.
like
But
towards the city area instead of like out that way?
do you know what it in some areas it matters, but majority I'd say it doesn't really matter where you live.
Yeah.
Because like I said, everything's so close, everything's so like reachable that
Mm.
you need to have a car. You can't walk anywhere,
Yeah.
or you have to get a taxi. It's the way that like Dubai is built. It's not really for Like, okay, right, I
Well, I
can
mean,
walk
I
to
don't
this
know
place,
what
I can
heat
walk
you're
to
trying
that
to walk
place.
there. I don't know what heat you're trying to walk in. Like, so in the summer it gets to like 40 something degrees. I'm not trying to walk in that.
Mate, honestly, right now, it's
What's the
you can
temperature out
feel
there?
it now. I think it's around like the 37, 38s, I think. And like,
We're already
and it,
getting
and it,
there.
and it's getting to, it's gonna get warmer. Like from
Yeah,
now
yeah,
onwards, like
definitely.
even now, me and the boys, we just come out and we was walking back to our apartment, and it was like 5 o'clock, and we was like, mate, like it's just so hot.
Mm.
Like, and even at that time, but it is what it is. My housemate's commented.
Right. So going to your DJ career. So how did everything start for you?
So I was in school, and I was like, I think I was in year 10. So
Yeah.
what age is that? Is that like 15, 14, 15,
Yeah,
15?
14, 15. Yeah.
And I had an iPad at the time, and there was an app on the iPad,
Mm.
and I don't know if you've seen it, like the DJ app.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There's a brand, I forgot what the brand's called, but anyway, I had that, and at the time I was like playing football. So
Mm.
if we was playing away or whatever, and it was like, I don't know, like an hour, 2 hour journey, I would just be on my iPad, just like
Yeah.
mucking about on it. Um, Obviously, as every other DJ, they obviously love music and always into it. And then when it comes, obviously, I got the hang of the app and stuff like that. I weren't any good, but I knew around the app. And then when it comes to like gatherings and like parties back at home, like when you get to sort of like your 16th birthday, there was obviously hiring DJs.
Yeah.
I never did any of that. But when it comes to like gatherings or whatever, I used to take like my iPod and then just connect it to like someone's Bluetooth speaker, and then I would just like DJ off the iPad basically. And then it went from there,
So
and
you were
then
providing the vibes from time ago.
yeah, do you know what? I think it was because everyone was so lazy that
Yeah.
I was always the one that was on like LimeWire, like downloading songs. um, Sometimes iTunes if the
Yeah.
LimeWire copy was so bad. And then I was just always up to date with music. I was always on it. Like I remember going on holiday for like on a 2 week cruise, and I was livid because I missed 2 weeks worth of music that I couldn't download.
Mm, mm.
And when I got back, I like the first thing I did, like got into my room, turned on like my computer at the time, and was just like wanting to download songs. So I was always like wanting to be like, right, okay, I've got the new song or whatever, and then that translated like when it comes
Yeah.
to like the parties and the gatherings and stuff. So that's where like the interest evolved really.
Mm.
And then
So
from there, yeah, go on.
yeah, no, I was just gonna carry on for what you're saying. So yeah, so from there, what's been the journey?
So then from there, I had a message from a DJ. I'm not gonna say his name, but I had a message from him on Facebook, and
Yeah.
I was 17 at the time, and at that age, obviously, I started to go out, get to know a few people and whatnot, and he messaged me and oh, I run events in Romford, which is
Yeah.
in Essex, and
Yeah.
which is like our local town basically. And he was like, oh, you up for like doing some promoting and stuff. So at the time,
Sorry, Liam,
like
but Joe always looks like he's ready to do a Calvin Klein. It's so true, bro. I legit thought like you were in some mad studio lighting, like you were just about to do a, like I don't know, some
mate,
modeling shoot.
honestly, my room's basically a studio. Like I've got my bed, and
Yeah,
then you can just about walk, and then I've got like the studio. It's where we do our lives.
yeah, yeah.
So with me and Nana, so everything's sort of like set up. We don't take it down because it's long to set it back up.
Mm.
You know, he's got the do you know what?
That ring
it's not
light
the
on your
ring light
phone, bro.
today.
It's the ring light on your phone. Look at it, man. Yeah, so
Right there.
carry on.
So yeah, he messaged me. He was like, "Do you want to do some promoting?" And I was like, it didn't really interested me. Like, I weren't really like that guy to like want to pester people for £2 for the sake of me earning £2 from a ticket. But I was like, you know what? So I said to him, I was like, look, I want to actually I want to get into DJing. I was like, I don't obviously I don't know how to DJ, but I understand it a little bit. I'm not at a level where I could be like, right, put me in your next event and I'll do a job. Didn't even have decks at the time. I didn't even know how to work CDJs or whatever. And then so he was like, okay, cool. He was like, what you'll do is he had an event once a month. So he was like, right, promote the next 2 events and like come with me to my sets as well. So when he was DJing, he was like, right, I drove at the time. So he was like, right, we'll go together. Come watch me DJ. And just get an understanding of a DJ booth and how a crowd works and what plays what and etc. Because at 17 you're still a kid. You're not it's your first sort of like movements into that sort of adult world of like going to a nightclub. So it was good. I did that for 2 months, and then on the 3rd event he was like, right, okay, you're gonna play on the 3rd one. So then I bought myself a pair of decks, to be fair, like a controller that connected to my iPad, funny enough. It had USB sticks as well. And I did my first set in like room 2. I invited like 10 of my mates.
So it was like a mate party.
It was literally, I think the club opened at 9, and I think I generally did like 9 to 11. And then the main room opened, and then it went from there. So that was my first one, and then from there I sort of started playing like more regularly for this guy. And then obviously once you're playing at one place, you kind of like, okay, right, your name's on the flyer, you might get another booking, and then it obviously just like spiderwebs up from there, really.
So from then on, like, what was the move to Dubai, and like why did it come about and everything like that?
So I come on holiday with the boys actually, and before, so it was 2018, so 2 years ago, and it was in April, and I come on holiday with the lads, and I nearly backed out of the holiday because I was like, oh, do you know what, like, didn't really have a good year, and I was a bit like, oh, I don't know if I should spend this money on a holiday. And my mum and dad were just like, look, do you know what, go, enjoy yourself, like, you're gonna regret it. So I was like, all right, cool. I went on it, and it was generally like the best decision to go on that holiday. Loved it. Never been to Dubai. I didn't have a clue what it was about. I thought it was just pure desert and just sand.
That's what it was like 25 years ago.
and just like one road, and that was it. But I obviously arrived, and I was there for a week, and then I think it was on like the 4th or 5th day, and I was like, I want to live here. I was like, this is way better. This is way better than I thought, and I didn't realize how livable it was. Because if you go to like, I don't know, Ayia Napa, like them sort of places, like them seasonal places, you can't really live there all year round. And like Marbella, you might think, like, that's a seasonal thing. And I thought it was going to be like that, but I was like, hang on a minute, like, you could generally like live here. So then, on the 5th day, out of the 7 days, I was like, right, I'm gonna do the move. And I don't think my mates actually believe me. Like, you know, when you're on holiday and then you're like, yeah, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that.
Because they think you're like just feeling the vibes, but it's like a holiday vibe.
Yeah. But then when I saw the opportunity of work-wise, it wasn't just like a spontaneous. Well, it was spontaneous, but it wasn't like just like, oh, I'm just gonna do it and like bum around and just do like 6 months and then come home. So I come back from that holiday end of April, and I wanted to move. I wanted to go home, pack my bags, and then get back out there. Because Nana, he was already living here, and I knew Nana from back at home anyway. And he was like, do you know what? He was like, there's no point because you get Ramadan in May, so all clubs and bars are shut. So he was like, it's pointless you come in. So and the summer's pretty quiet off peak as such.
Yeah.
So he was like, come for September. So anyway, I come in August because I was like, do you know what? If I come a little bit earlier, I might get in there before they get other DJs in or they sort out their schedule or whatnot. So yeah, I come in August. So it was what, May, June, July. Yeah, like 3.5 months. And then yeah, just moved back and then just moved out here really. I didn't have a plan. I didn't have a job. I had one contact who lived here before, and she knew a couple people, and obviously I knew Nana. But other than that, I didn't know anyone. And then yeah, just sort of come, and I literally must have hit 30, 40 venues, like literally for what?
So you literally got thrown in the deep end straight away, basically. Like you went to an unknown kind of place. I mean, you went there for holiday, but like hadn't really got the full feel. And then you just decided to move.
Yeah, literally. Like the only thing that I knew was my hotel that I stayed in before.
Yeah.
And the clubs and the restaurants that I went to, I didn't know anything else. I only saw like the glamorous side, if you know what I mean. I didn't see like where I was gonna live. I didn't see how I was gonna go about my day. Where I was gonna do my food, what the supermarkets are like. I didn't know any of that. But it worked out in the end. I wasn't gonna go home unless I got a job. It was always there. So, but yeah, it was a good move.
So is DJing your only source of income, or have you got another job on the side?
No, yes, my only source. So, yeah, you could say it's full time.
Do you regret that, or do you think it was a good move for you to just keep DJing as your main kind of full-time job?
So when I was back at home, I was like a PE coach in primary schools. So I did that during the week, and then obviously, you know, like a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or maybe a Sunday, you DJ as well. And I didn't really have a passion for it, like coaching. So I wanted to. It was only sort of like a time filler, if that makes sense. Like it was only there because I sort of fell into it. And then out here, obviously, it was ideal for me to just be like, right, DJ full time. But I don't regret it because I was actually having a Zoom call probably like 2 weeks ago now with like 4 or 5 DJs from out here, and we was talking about it like as if we were saying, oh, do you think maybe we should look at other avenues in case something like this happens again and we're like screwed? And we was just like, do you know what? You could have a job in, I don't know, let's just say you work in an office, whatever, 9 to 5. You could do that, and then your office could be like, right, okay, we can't afford to pay you, we're gonna let you go. Then you've got no job, or you can't work. So when it comes to like this and preparing for, say, like if it happens again, don't really think you can plan it with your job. Do you know what I mean? You can't really say like, right, I've got a backup, unless it's something to do with like online or whatever, like, or a restaurant. But you can't really. I don't really know.
I think, to be honest, I think everyone's in the same boat in a way. So like, I mean, over here you got furloughs, but like over there, I think everyone's in the same boat. So it doesn't even matter if you're a DJ or if you work in a office.
Mate, honestly, it's pot luck. Like, you could 1 minute be like, right, my job's secure. Like, that's not really going anywhere. And then next thing you know, something like this happens, and then you're like, right. I think everyone needs to have some sort of plan B or backup plan. But it's just pot luck. Like, if you pick the right one, basically.
So, in Dubai, how easy is it to get gigs compared to UK? Is it, and just London in general?
I don't know. I think there's definitely more venues out here. Definitely more venues, and there's a lot more opportunity, because where, like, you could be, I don't know, at a restaurant bar type, and they might want you for 5 days. They might want you for 5 days a week. So you might all of a sudden you're DJing 5 times a week, and then you might get an odd like club gig or whatever. This is obviously at the start. Whereas I think back at home in Essex, not so much London, because London obviously have like West End and stuff that have like their Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, like they have them, but that's a very hard circle to get into, I find.
Yeah.
So for all of the other DJs around that, I think it's easier here because of the opportunity, and because it doesn't matter what day it is. They don't live for the weekend here.
Every day is like a party night, basically.
Yeah, and I watched Nana's one, and he said, he was like, it honestly doesn't matter what day it is. Like, if you want to go out on a Monday night, there's gonna be like 2 big spots that are gonna be like popping off. So
what are the biggest kind of events and parties out there? Is it the day parties? Is it the brunches? Is it the pool party? What is it?
I think they all have their own category. So you've got some pool parties, like there's a Thursday at 5, like during the day, that's like notorious, that's like known. That you're going to go there for a pool party during the day. You've got Zero Gravity on a Saturday during the day. You've got White Beach on a Saturday and a Tuesday and stuff like that. So every like day, night, whatever it is, they've all got their own category. But I would probably say, nightlife. Like nightlife is probably the biggest, but very close, followed by brunches. Yeah. On a Friday.
I think the brunches are massive. Like especially now in London as well. Well, in just kind of UK, but London as well. Like coming out of quarantine, I think the brunch is gonna be massive. Like the Sunday brunches, or just during the week as well.
Yeah, I've noticed in back at home, like London, and a little bit up north as well, that like brunches are starting to become more of a thing now. Whereas when I was like back home, there wasn't any of that. Like there was the odd once a month, like they'd be like, right, okay, there's this restaurant doing one, but other than that, there was never really like a full-on party like brunch. But now they're
I think if the vibe is there, then the brunch is amazing.
Yeah,
and
like
the weather's got to be spot on. Yeah, but over there, weather's spot on, so it's a bit easier. It's a bit easier there.
But you can say that, but for us, in the summer, the weather's not spot on. It's too hot. So the way that they adapt it is they just do it inside. And there's one hidden brunch. They have a rooftop bar, and they actually put a marquee tent over onto their roof. Bear in mind, this is like, I think it's like 12 stories high, so it's quite high, and they generally put like a massive tent over it and aircon inside it. So there is ways around it if you think you're going to make money off it. So England could do it if they really wanted to. I mean, not everyone wants to go out when it's raining, but
no, I don't really want to go party when it's raining outside or like in a marquee.
I've seen people go out when it's snowing, and like they're just going out in just a t-shirt, and obviously girls are just in dresses, but they're still forcing it in the snow.
Oh my god! So with your kind of DJ gigs, where do you want to take it the next couple of years? Where do you see yourself being?
I don't know. For me, I try to take it sort of like year by year. Obviously, you have to look, obviously, sometimes like long term and stuff, but I sort of take it year by year and think, right, okay, I've achieved this. Now, this is my next one. Like, this is what I next want to do. And I think from being like turning up here and being a nobody and not anyone knowing your name or what you do and stuff like that. So it's been close to 2 years now, and you're starting to get the more like respectable gigs. So I think for me, it's just about just keep going. Do you know what I mean? Like keep trying to get and maintaining and keeping them jobs in the
So I asked
respective
Nana this
clubs.
question, and I said, "Do you think you'd ever move back? Do you think you'd ever move back?"
I will move back, yeah, eventually. I
Why?
won't.
Why is that?
I won't. I won't die here. I'll. I don't wanna. I don't know. You can never say never, but for me, I'd want to have like my kids, and my family back in England. But
Would
then
you bring them
again,
back to here
like,
though? Like you see Chelsea, he had his
yeah,
family there, and then come back, and then come to here.
yeah,
Not there.
like that's what I mean. I could never plan it because, like, obviously, like when I said about me going on holiday, I weren't really going to go on that holiday, and then I did, and then 3.5 months later, I'm now living in Dubai, like from that thingy. So you can't really plan it, but if I was to like say in the long run, then I'd probably say I wouldn't live it, but I'd be here for. I want to be here for a while, yeah.
So, what tips would you give to up and coming DJs trying to get into the scene and get their name out there?
Be busy. Like, don't. I don't even know what the saying is, but I think it's is it out of sight, out of mind? So like, if you're not out there, or I don't know, going to a venue or trying to get some kind of like networking going and getting managers or getting a promoter's number or following them, that's the biggest thing. I think it's just networking and getting yourself known. Like you've literally done it. Like prime example. Now a lot of DJs and a lot of other people now know your name. So it's just about networking and just being busy. Like, don't be afraid to message a promoter, or don't be afraid to get 29 no's and then you're going to get one yes. And it kind of worked for me here because I hit like 30, 40 venues and I got like 3 back. And that was even like constantly like emailing like managers. Okay, I haven't heard from them in a week now. Like, I'll send them another email. So I would just say, don't be afraid to basically be on their case. Not annoyingly, like don't be like every day.
Every day.
But do you know what I mean? Like, just keep on top of it. Don't be shy to put yourself out there when the time's right. I'm not saying, right, I know how to beat match. Right, that's it. I'm ready. Like, I think do it when you're ready, and you'll know, and get other people's opinions. Like, send them a mix or say like, right, what do you think of this? And send it to people that are going to be honest. They're not just going to go, yeah, like that's good, when really like they're not. And I think you need like good mates like that that would tell you.
Yeah. How hard is it to get into clubs like Bass, Dre's, and White?
They're quite like prestige out here, which is good, and they're like that for a reason, because they're up there with the top clubs, if not the top clubs. So there's a lot of DJs and there's a lot of good ones. So it's just about the timing and where you're at the moment, sort of what venues you're playing, and recommendations, I could say, because one of my jobs was off a recommendation, which helps. And I think it's just about being busy, like I said before. Like, me and Nana would go out, and other DJs out here. If we're not DJing, we would go to a club, and we'd drive. We wouldn't be out like partying. We would go. We'd probably go to like 3 or 4 clubs in a night. We'd pop in, and like we'll network, we'll see people and whatnot. And obviously, if we're like, okay, right, cool, we'll stay here and whatnot. But yeah, it's just about networking and getting yourself known, I'd say.
Do you see yourself headlining these clubs in the future?
I think you have to say yeah. You can't say no.
I mean, if you say no, then I feel like you're in the wrong job, innit?
Yeah, like you have to say yes, like regardless. But I think you just have to like trust your process, and like if you believe in yourself and you think it's going to happen, then
That's what I think.
like go for it. You have to like you have to say yes.
Yeah. Like, so with Dre's, do you think that if you DJed at Dre's, it's easier to go to the Dre's in Vegas, or do you think it's still as hard or even more difficult?
I saw this on Nana's interview, and whatever he said.
Whatever he said. Okay, yeah, but elaborate or just be like the same.
Do you know what? What he said is true, because
yeah,
that as far as I'm aware, there isn't any connection. Different owners, different managers, and yeah, obviously you can if you was to say get a meeting or send them an email, and on your press kit it had Dre's Dubai,
yeah,
it may help you, but as far as I'm aware, it doesn't mean as much. Obviously, it's nice to be like, okay, it's there, but I don't think they don't have a connection as far as I'm aware.
Yeah. So DJing in Dubai, it must be like there's obviously a lot of different cultures.
Nana's just put laughing face.
A lot of different cultures, a lot of different backgrounds. So your crates must be deep, and like you must like learn a lot of different like songs in different cultures as well, right? Or not really? And where you DJ, was it?
Yeah, I'd say back home you could play a lot more UK.
Yeah.
And probably less for me, like where I DJ'd, it was less American, more UK. And out here it's more US. With the occasional UK, like you couldn't, like, because obviously, like you said, you've got different nationalities in the clubs.
Yeah.
At one point, when Don't Rush come out, all us UK DJs was like, oh my god, like I can't wait to play this in the club, and we played it, and like other DJs got the same reactions, and like people was just sort of like not really bothered by it, and this was obviously like before Christmas, so we used to just play that in like the warm up when like people were just arriving, because people didn't know it. But like now, if you played it now, it would work. So I think with the UK stuff, it can kind of be a little bit behind.
Do you think that's to help with TikTok as well?
Oh yeah, like that's the only reason why Don't Rush is bigger at why you could play it now. Because like the challenges, the TikToks and whatnot. But before, like when it first come out, it wasn't popping off.
How do you know what to play in these clubs? Like, do you kind of just listen to other DJs playing what they play, or do you kind of just play it by ear and stuff like that?
Well, obviously, like music is international, so it's not, you're not speaking a different language. Like you're gonna play music, and it's pretty much the same. Like old R&B, like commercial house. Obviously when I was doing my trials and when I was like new to the job, I wouldn't go straight in with like something that they probably wouldn't know. So you kind of have to keep it like generic. But then as the time goes on, Afrobeats is like massive out here, as it is like in the UK and whatnot. But Afrobeats is massive out here, so my folder for that got bigger. It had to get bigger, because if I was in a club and someone asked for it and I didn't have it, that pissed me off. So you have to have it, and it's very generic. Like you got French, you got some Arabic, Spanish is massive. Like my Spanish folder.
What's your Arabic folder looking like? Like, is that quite big, or is that still? It's only like little bits.
Mate, I've got about the top 3 songs. If
When you first got there, like, and they asked for Arabic, did you have to go on like YouTube and look up like top 5 Arabic songs or something like that?
mate, I think I've done 2 sets where someone's come up and asked me for Arabic, and
Yeah.
I've been like, yeah, it's all good. Like, I've got you. I've gone on my phone and I've typed in top 10 Arabic like tunes, and then I've quickly like hotspotted my phone to my laptop,
Yeah.
and then just like quickly got it off iTunes and like played it, and
Check
then
the charts.
like, and then do you know what? The lady come over and like tipped me, so I was like, you know what? Like, I've spent the dreaded 99p, but it's an investment. Like, it works, and now I've got that song, so now I know it works. But honestly, I don't have a lot of Arabic, and you don't have to play. You don't play any Arabic. You might play it like every now and then, but it's not a thing.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it's like in Sri Lanka or other countries like that. Like in Sri Lanka, especially, they don't want to listen to Sri Lankan baila. They want to listen to hip hop, R&B. Like, that's their main genre they listen to in the clubs. Like, so yeah, I think obviously you're gonna have those people that will ask, and like you have to kind of deal with that. But are you the type to
like
not? Are you the type to like hate requests and like kind of get pissed off about it, or you okay, cool, I'll try see.
Yeah, like my view on requests, I actually don't mind them.
Yeah.
I don't mind it the first time. Like, if someone asks me, can you play this song? And for me, if I think, right, okay, it's gonna fit into what I'm playing, or I'm working towards that anyway, I can play that. Like, I can be like, I'm probably the most polite DJ. Like, when it comes to requests,
Oh, so modest,
I know a lot of DJs. I know a lot of DJs hate it. They're like, leave me alone. I'm not a jukebox, but I don't mind it, because if for me, like, they say, right, can you play this song? If it fits to what I'm playing, I'll obviously play it. But if it doesn't fit in, I don't know, let's just say it's an R&B night and someone comes over and asks for like a house track, I would just politely say it and just be like, look, like, we're not. That's not the night. That's not
playing.
what
We're not playing house tonight.
Yeah, like, and that's it. Like, I'll leave it at that. And I think, but then sometimes if they say like, oh, can you play this song? And I'm like, yeah. And sometimes I haven't like listened to it, to what they actually said. And then they come over again, like literally the next song, and they're like, you haven't played my song. And I'm like, okay, but what
It's my friend's
what
birthday.
was it again? Yeah,
it's my friend's birthday. Oh, we're leaving in 5 minutes. Can you?
We're gonna leave in a minute if you don't play our song. We're gonna tell the manager.
Yeah, just leave then.
That's
then leave.
I'm gonna complain to the manager. What's your name?
The funniest thing is when they come over 5 minutes. Sorry. They come over like 5 minutes before.
Yeah.
Before, like, oh, we're leaving, and then 5 minutes later they come back and like, oh, we're leaving in 10 minutes, and I'm like, well, you've said that 10 minutes ago. Like, it's like, when are you leaving? Are you literally gonna stay?
Mate, it's actually a joke. Like, them ones are annoying. I hate them ones, but like,
they're always gonna exist.
The UK people, they are, and I think you just have to kill them with politeness.
Yeah.
Because then they haven't really got one up on you then. So that's the only way I deal with it, really.
So looking back at your career so far, what's been the highlight in terms of DJing?
Surviving in Dubai. I think moving here.
Yeah.
Like knowing one person, and being able to get a job or jobs and be able to like just generally like live here. So I think that was quite a big like thing for me. Obviously playing at Dre's when it was a daytime thing, that was like quite a big thing, and I actually had my mates there. on holiday, and one of them just joined actually, Jay. He was there. He was on holiday. So that was quite a big thing for me. That I was quite proud of, because when I come on holiday that time in 2018,
Yeah.
I walked into Dre's and I was like, mate, this is sick. And I was like, oh, like, I'd love to play here. And then obviously 6 months later, I was playing there. So for me, that was quite a big thing. So yeah, I would just say, like, overall, I would say, like, moving to Dubai and being able to, like, survive here, not just coming here for a month and being like, right, okay, I couldn't get a job, or I didn't do that well and I've come back home.
Yeah.
So I'd say that.
Do you think you could move to another country and do the same thing, or do you think you kind of had enough of that so far?
Nah. To be fair, I don't, like, for me, like, the UK, like, nightlife scene, I think there's not much going on from, like, where I live anyway. A lot of places
No, I
shut
agree
down.
with that. Yeah.
A lot of places open up, and then a year later they change their name, and then a year later it's shut down. So I think I don't really think I'd go back to the UK and DJ in clubs there. So for me, if I was to move somewhere else, I would like to do it, yeah, but I just don't know where. America would be cool. But yeah, there's not really at the moment anything that sticks out where I'd be like, right, okay, like, I want to live there, I want to move there. But yeah, no, I'm happy where I am, like, with what's here, and I don't really think much can compare.
Yeah, true.
No,
like,
I don't really think much can compare.
Yeah, over there, you like, it's just a different. I don't even know. It's just a different whole vibe there, nightlife and everything.
Yeah, like, you can literally DJ 7 days and 7 nights. If you wanted to, you can't just be like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna do that. Like, if you've got, obviously, yeah, the gigs, it's there, the opportunity is there to do that. Whether you physically want to work 7 days and 7 nights, that's up to you, but it is there. So yeah, that's what I like about it.
Is it okay? So in Dubai, does following matter on social media and following in general?
Out here, I think naturally, if well, like, let's start with general. Like, naturally, if you go onto a DJ's profile and you've got a DJ with 10,000 followers, and you've got a DJ with 1,000 followers, our minds are set that you automatically think that DJ's better with the 10,000. You're naturally going to think that because they've got some kind of following or whatever it may be. And that's just the perspective it is. So I would say
numbers game.
It does matter. I think it does matter. Yeah, I think you're better off to have the followers than, say, not have the followers.
Yeah,
I think you got more of a chance, if that makes sense. But it's not a deal
over
breaker.
There. Is it like that? Let's say you've got 1,000 followers, right? But you know that out of those 1,000 followers, you know that at least 100 are turning up, instead of having 10,000 and you're only like 10 people turning up. Like, do they still look at it as a numbers game in that sense, though? Like,
no,
or do they ask you how many people you can actually bring to the night?
Yeah, I think it's more that question. I don't think it's like, right, how many out of your followers, because Instagram's obviously global. You're not going to have your 10,000 followers or whatever, or however many followers you've got in one area. It's going to be from all over. So
yeah,
it's just about how many, like you said, how many people can you physically bring, or, you know, what people do you know, or what groups do you know, and stuff like that. And so it just works like that, really. I think the Instagram helps with followers, but at the same time, if you network with someone and you network with other people. Like
Yeah.
I've got one mate, he's only got like I think like 1,500 followers, but he literally knows everyone. Like literally, we'll be like, I don't know, just walking around the mall, and then someone will say his name, and I'll be like, how do you know that person? He's like, oh, like I know him like from so and so, and I'm like, huh? And that will happen like every day. And like he's just really good at networking. So, but then he hasn't got a big following. So I think he's a little bit of both. You either he's really good at it. He's really good at like networking, and he'll just talk to anyone, and he's a genuine person, and he's just gets along with everyone. So if you haven't got that side and you're a bit more reserved, but you can be more outgoing online, then obviously you're going to go towards the more followers. But if you can naturally be like that in person, that can help as well.
I'm going to jump into this question. What's the best club or venue you've DJ'd in Dubai?
In Dubai?
Yeah.
It's got to be Dre's. I haven't played at the new Dre's. Like in terms of since they've transferred to a nightclub. But when I played during the Dre's when it was daytime, like obviously I had a pool. It was more of like a pool party.
Do you prefer how it was before? Like even though you haven't been, but do you prefer the concept of having the pool party instead of the nightclub?
I've been obviously to the nightclub, but I don't know. Honestly, they both had their own like bits where like the pool party were like, oh, that was sick. But what they've done to the venue now is like it's literally transformed it, and I personally think the nightclub that they've made now is just like is better than the daytime one. I don't know if you've seen the pictures, but like
no, I'm gonna look after this. I haven't actually seen it.
They've got like a catwalk. And not many clubs
down the middle. Down the middle of the pool.
No, there's no pool. They obviously
they've just got rid of that.
Covered the pool. Yeah, got rid of the pool. And there's no pool now, but they've still got their cabanas.
Yeah.
And their cabanas are like tables now, so you have your own like area for your table, and there'll be like walls in between and like a roof and stuff like that. So what they've done is unreal.
Do you think clubbing's more going towards a bottle spend kind of thing, or do you think people are still coming down for the love and passion of music, or do you think that's only certain clubs?
In Dubai or UK?
Anywhere. Like, just in general, just in the clubbing scene in general, but like Dubai and UK, it's up to you.
I think it's a bit of both. Like, everyone obviously loves their music, and there's certain tunes that like obviously get you hyped and whatnot.
Yeah.
But then there's also that other side where that look of like, right, I'm on a table, I've got a bottle, the sparkler's coming over to me, like everyone look at me. Like, you've got them people as well. And I think people, I don't really like, from my opinion, I don't really think people go, I don't know. It's a difficult one, because you see when you play a song and you see people's reactions to certain songs, you're like, oh, they obviously like love this track and whatnot, but they're on a table as well. So it's like,
it could be like they're just gassed because they're on the table. Gassed because they're on the table. They got the bottles, or
but I personally think it's 50-50, you know. I was going to say 60 music, 40 bottles, but I'm going to say it's 50-50. I think people go out because obviously people like going out and hearing music and whatnot, but they also like going out to think, right, I bought a new t-shirt, or like to show off, and like the boys or the girls have got a table or whatever. So I think it's very 50-50.
What, in your opinion, what makes a good DJ?
Um, not not doing something that everyone else does, like when they're DJing. So I actually had like this one thing that like hit me. I was DJing in Bournemouth, and
Yeah.
it was on like a Tuesday night or something, and I was 19 at the time, and this girl come up to me, and at the time I was just playing music that like what you would normally play and whatnot, and she come over and she was just like, can you do something different? Like every DJ does this, and like
Yeah.
that hit me, and I was like, do you know what?
The
Like
way
she's
she knows
actually
as
quite,
well. The way she knows,
yeah,
like she listens out as
but
well.
but it's true. Like you could go out and like you may think, right, okay, there's a DJ and they're just doing like standard stuff, A to B, echo out, whatever, and like
Yeah.
play the next track. And obviously I was doing that at the time, and the songs that I was playing, and she was just like, do something different, like, and it sort of just hit me, and I was just like, do you know what? And then from then I sort of like adapted and think, right, okay, what can I do that's going to stand out
Mm.
from someone like that looking around and going, oh, who's this? Like, I haven't seen that before, or
So what
had
kind
a
of makes your
reaction like
set
that before.
unique?
Um, I think energy is like quite a big thing in when you're playing.
Yeah.
I think tracks help. Some edits can help, but then again, every DJ can get their edits.
It's like what you do with the
But
tracks, right?
yeah, like literally what you do with the tracks, acapellas, like putting stuff like that in, word plays, like your own word plays,
Yeah.
and like generally just like mastering it. And I think every DJ is still learning it. Like no one's mastered
Yeah,
it.
literally.
But I think just putting little flares into your set and
Yeah.
being like, right, I've got a trick for this, and I can do that with this. So yeah, I think just adding a bit of flair into your set.
What's like the worst experience you've had with a club promoter or manager?
Obviously, not getting paid.
Has that happened in Dubai as well, or has that just happened in the UK?
Out here, do you know what? I've been quite lucky out here. Out here, I've been paid for all of my work.
Yeah.
I work with quite a lot of English people, so
Yeah.
they still maintain that English like way.
Transparency.
Yeah, but sometimes I know other DJs that have waited, like I don't know, they might have done a gig in 2018 and they still ain't been paid for it. And you're still gonna get the like, yeah, it's coming soon and whatnot. But yeah, in the UK,
Is that often recurrence?
yeah, like in the UK, I think it's happened to me once where
Okay. Just lost him. Right, I don't know. That's probably him, right? Let me know. Let me know. I think that's him. Okay, he's left. He's left. Right. We'll get him back. Hold tight, everyone. Sorry for this. Everyone, sorry for this. All right, there we go.
All right, there we go.
All good, bro?
All good, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can hear me, mate. Honestly,
Yeah,
we have to put a VPN on to do this. So long.
This
Mate,
is the restrictions in Dubai, bro.
Can't FaceTime, can't WhatsApp call, can't FaceTime audio, can't Skype.
Oh
You
my
can do
goodness.
Skype business.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's a myth, but we're back.
We're back. Right. So, in terms of your DJing and everything, where do you want to take it? Like, do you want to do production as well? Have you done production? Do you want to make a song?
It don't really excite me, you know. I've never like looked at it and been excited about it. Obviously, it would be nice to be like, right, I've spent X amount of time, months, whatever it may be, on this, and then you put it out there and people love it. Obviously, that's gonna like be an unbelievable feeling. But for me, I would say like I really enjoy like corporate and like private stuff. The production side of that, not music production, but like lighting, setting up different stuff. Not lighting tech, but like coming up with an idea and a concept for a brand, and then transferring that in. Like, I don't know if they was having like a party or something, but like on the corporate side, on the bigger scale, like something like that would interest me more than music production and making beats and stuff like that. But you never know. Like, I can never say never, but right now, nah, it doesn't really interest me. What about you?
What's your take? Oh, yeah, ish. Like, I wanna get back into it. That's how I started DJing. Like, I used to produce like time ago, and then I sold all the gear and then started DJing. And then but I want to get back into it.
Have you still got the tracks?
No, I lost everything. Like I deleted Logic as well, which I don't understand why I deleted Logic, because now I'm having to reinstall it. I think I maybe have one track. I'll try to find it, but I did that time ago, like maybe 6 years ago.
Mate, dig deep and find it.
Yeah, I'll try to find it. Because it was actually decent, I can't lie. Like, I mean, it weren't like,
was it good?
I wouldn't put it out on iTunes, but it was like a SoundCloud thing. It's like a...
Was it R&B or house?
House.
It was house?
Yeah.
Mad, I'm going to be fine. Is it on SoundCloud now?
No. I'm going to try to find it. I'm actually going to try to find it now.
It's not
on SoundCloud. It's not on SoundCloud, trust me, it ain't on SoundCloud. I'll try to find it. If I can, I'll send it.
Oh, mate, please. Now, do you know what? It probably is decent.
Well, I don't know. Maybe it is. I don't know.
We'll see, innit? We'll see what the comments come back.
We'll see. Bro, what
we've been doing today?
You know what? Nothing. I'm working, but like, ish. I'm not working, ish.
Working and getting paid, or working on yourself?
Working, getting paid. Yeah. And then, well, because at the moment, like, I need, to be honest, I need this second job anyway, because I haven't really taken DJing to that level where I could keep it as my only job. But hopefully I can get to that level where it is my only job and only source of income, where I'm stable with that.
Yeah. Of course, you can't. Obviously, it's a risk quitting your day job to DJ full time, because our job's not really like stable. Your job can go.
Why is Jordan baiting out my? He's baiting it out. Basically, the stuff on the wraps is that's what's gonna happen. Hopefully, after Corona.
You're gonna go to Spain?
Yeah,
cocktails
Madrid.
and sands.
No, Madrid. Not Barcelona.
You're gonna be a barman?
No. I'm gonna keep it under wraps, because like I don't know if it's gonna happen yet, but we'll wait and see. If it does happen, it does happen.
Well, he's baited you up now.
Well, not exactly, because hopefully he doesn't pay out the rest of it.
You told me you're going Barcelona, Madrid, Spain.
No. I said not Barcelona. I said not Barcelona. Do you recommend coming out to Dubai and living there? Because I'm looking at that as well, like as an option, because I'm looking to do not like kind of the same thing ish.
So from my experience, it's obviously the best thing I've done personally.
Yeah.
Some DJs have come and they've gone home after 2 months. Some DJs have come and stayed. So it depends. It depends what work you get. It depends how, like, what jobs you get, if you actually enjoy it. Some people might not like the thought of living away. They want to be closer to home. So if you're someone that's like, right, okay, I don't mind being away because I know it's going to benefit me, and it's something that you generally want to do, then 100% is going to be like the best move for you. But then if you come and you like the comfort of being back at home and whatnot, and you can't really adapt, then it might work, but then it might not. So it all depends on the personnel, I think.
What's been the biggest struggle for you?
I would highly recommend it.
For you, what's been the biggest struggle, like, coming to Dubai? Like, what was the hardest thing you had to kind of overcome?
Like the no's, like the going to these venues, handing out like your press kit, handing out cards, handing out USB sticks with like mixes on, and then not getting anything back from it because you haven't played anywhere in Dubai, so they think, okay, well, like, if he's not played anywhere, then we don't want him. So I think that was the case. A lot of like, not a lot of success straight away with getting clubs. Because it took me, because you have to get a license. Well, you like, the DJ doesn't have to get the license, but the venue have to get you a license. So they kind of have to like invest into you, by paying for this license. And the smaller venues will think about that more, because they think, right, okay, we're going to spend this money, we're going to put him on a 3-month license at our venue. So they're already putting an upfront cost in you. So they've got to have that trust in you that you're going to do a good job. And it's very hard. Well, it's not hard, but like, obviously if you're going for an hour set, in that hour set, you've got to basically showcase what you can do. If you get the trial, because sometimes you might not even get the trial. They might say, we've got our DJs, like, thank you. And that was the case a lot. We've already got our DJs. So for me, it was just like timing. It was like, right, okay, I need to go into a venue where they're not happy with their DJ, or they've already got a space coming up where they think, right, their DJ's going back home. We actually need a new DJ. We haven't heard of this person. Let's give him a go.
So coming out of quarantine, do you think club promoters and managers are actually going to start looking out at when I say up and coming, but like the ones who haven't come into the club scene like properly, and kind of take it from there? Or do you think they're going to play it safe?
Well, I think for promoters and whatnot, it's hard, because I haven't really thought about it, but if I was to think about it now, I'd say that the promoters will just put on their DJs that they've had before, that they know that is going to work, and they're just going to put them in, and they know that it's going to sell out. But on the other side, I personally think that no matter what event is going to go on, it's going to sell out, because no one's been out. Anyone that has got an excuse, I'm not going to go out, like, let's just say it's the first month, they're like, I'm not going to go out this weekend, like, because I've been going out too much. Like, you haven't got that excuse anymore, because no one's been going out. So I think it is an opportunity for other DJs that haven't maybe played for that event or club. But it depends what they've been doing during the quarantine. Like, if they've just been sitting on their bum all day, not doing anything, and just like scrolling through Insta, then they can't automatically just get that opportunity. If they've been networking and talking to promoters and getting to build up a relationship with them, then cool, like, of course they're going to have a chance. But they're not like, I don't know, like 8 out of 10 times they're not gonna come to you. You kind of have to put yourself out there and go to them. So
I think the people that like the up and coming DJs, that I think the DJs that will get them gigs are the ones that have been putting in the work behind the scenes, and talking to their managers or promoters or whatever. So I think yeah, I think they will play it safe. Bottom line, like the thingy.
What's your take on these artists dropping songs during quarantine? Like, do you think it's going to be good to play these in the clubs afterwards, or do you think that it's going to be too old? Like, it's 6 months, it's going to be like maybe 4 or 5 months old when the clubs come back, and there'll be songs dropping then, or?
Well, to be fair, if every artist and management was like, we're not going to put out songs because, you know, it's not going to be played like at these places, or it's not going to be played as much as we think, someone else is going to do it, and someone else is going to be like, okay, we're going to take that opportunity and play it. So I think obviously you have to be strategic about it, but in our lives there's no really like set time on when's a good time at the moment. You can't really say like, right, we know on this day. Obviously I know things are starting to open now, but like there weren't really a time where you could be like, right, I know that this is going to be the perfect time. So I kind of think you have to just like decide on yourself, like if you think that it is good. And I think it's okay like to do it. I don't see any reason why it's a problem to do that.
In Dubai, are they running things at 50% capacity at the moment, or are they trying to do that, or?
I know that some brunches, like during the day, at like restaurants and stuff, I know that they've gone back, but I don't know what the capacity is, because as far as I'm aware, don't know if it's changed, but I think it's still 30%.
Okay.
Maybe it's gone up to 50%. I don't know, but
do you think it's the best move, or do you think they should just wait until everything's done and then make sure that you can put 100% in, or just gradually do it?
Out here, I think is different. It's not as bad as the UK.
Yeah.
I think the UK should definitely wait. Out here, it's a lot stricter. And if you break them rules, then there's going to be consequences. So I think out here we're moving a lot quicker.
Yeah.
And a lot more safer. But I think it's time now. Like in Dubai, I think it's time. I think from what we're seeing, I think it's okay. Everyone has to wear a mask, like regardless. So yeah, I think it's okay. Like it's not 100% like capacity, as far as I'm aware. It might be, but I don't think it is. Then as long as like the social distancing is obviously practiced, then I think it's okay.
Yeah. After quarantine,
DJ's working now.
Yeah, true. After quarantine, which countries and cities do you want to tour?
I wouldn't sound big enough to say tour yet.
Okay, like do a little stint in.
At the start of the year, I was always like, I haven't done Ibiza yet, and that was one thing.
Sorry. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no. Yeah, at the start it was like, right, okay, I want to try and, you know, get a couple dates in Ibiza for this summer, and then early on in the year, obviously, we know what happened. So, and now it's just been released, and I think it's still doable, but I think at the same time, I don't know. It's where obviously things have been like stood still. It might be like a bit more rushed and a bit more sort of like everyone's full steam ahead.
Yeah, so, I think
again,
it's hard, like, because I know Ibiza's opening in July, and I know there's people gonna go out there straight away, but I think they're rushing in too quickly with that.
Yeah, I mean, we're not experts, we're not scientists, we don't know what goes on behind closed doors. We can only judge from what we see the numbers that we see that they put out, like we don't know what's true, what is not. So we can only base off like the stuff that we see, and like we're not professionals in it. We don't really know, but I don't know. I would say it is a bit risky to open the doors. You're going to get people from all over the UK, all over Europe, going into these like venues. And
especially like to, you know, like Ocean Beach, where everyone's going to be in the pool, or like they're going to have to put restrictions on that. So it's just
everyone's
like,
going to be touch tight. Like everyone's going to be drinking from cups. You just don't know. Like I hope like that is the end of it, and it is what it is. But you don't know.
Yeah, definitely.
Mate, it might come back, and then we'll just be finished.
Do you think there'll be a second wave?
Like I said, I'm not an expert. I don't have a clue what is true, what's not true. So if I was just to guess, I would probably say yes. But it is what it is. If they think that like they want to start opening things, then I'm all for it. But again, like I'm not an expert in this, so I don't know.
You need to get into that now.
Mate, the only thing I know about science is Bunsen burners, and that's it.
Is it Bunsen burners? Blue flame, orange flame.
Yeah. What's happening, Goody?
Yes, bro.
Goody's here.
But yeah, so I think it's a difficult thing, because over here, I don't think clubs are going to open up till the end of the year. Like, easy end of the year.
Oh, yeah.
Like November, December.
Yeah, clubs are done, like, for a while. But, like, the restaurants,
restaurants are probably they're coming back in the next couple of weeks in the UK.
Yeah, like, if I was a promoter in the UK, that's one thing that I would be, like, getting in contact with
The
venues
brunches
and being
and
like,
stuff like that.
I want to put on a brunch and stuff like that, because clubs, bars, anywhere that can have like a mass amount of people, they're obviously gonna struggle with that.
Yeah, definitely.
But I'm seeing a lot of these like garden parties and stuff.
Barbecue parties, man.
Mate, what did I say to you like a couple of days ago? I was like, honestly, if I was in the UK right now, I'll be putting out COVID-19 prices, cheap and cheerful, like taking a controller or something easy to set up where you don't mind it if it does get broken or whatever.
Well, I mean, I'm not taking a controller if I want it to get broken. I would play it off my phone.
True, yeah, but do you know what I mean? Like, just something that you can, something cheap, like a 2-channel little controller that's going to cost you.
Yeah, I might have to buy like a quick 150 quid controller.
Yeah, like, you ain't in a club. It hasn't got to be like unreal. As long as you can do like A to B, then you're good to go. Don't be taking no CDJs or.
I don't think anyone's gonna take CDJs to a garden party, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know how big that garden is. I mean, if it's massive, then maybe.
Well, what's the restrictions on it? Is it 15 people?
Six.
Oh, it's 6.
Yeah, 6. 6 people in the garden, or 6 people in your household. Actually, sorry, I think it's 2 or 3. I think it's 2 or 3 in your household, but 6 people in your garden.
Oh, I thought it was like you could have 15 people.
No, it hasn't got that far yet, man. 6. But like, this is what I don't understand. But this is what I don't understand, yeah? 6 people in a barbecue, but then you can have protests with thousands of people.
It's mad.
That's what I don't understand. I'm like, where's the they were trying to social distance, but you can't social distance in a protest anyway. So how are you allowing that, but can't allow more than 6 people in a garden?
Yeah, and obviously it's a mass amount of people, so it's very hard to control. And stuff like that. But I've seen like block parties.
I've seen block parties.
I've seen parties in general, like on people's story and stuff like that. Out here.
If that happens, you get killed.
It's mad, like, mate. The fines that you get for having a party.
What are the fines like? What are the fines like over there to get to just go out if you didn't have a mask, or if you Yeah, if you were doing a party
Alright.
or something like that.
So I'll try and translate it into English money. So, if you haven't got a mask on, or you're not wearing it correctly, so let's just say you're wearing a mask and it's just like covering your mouth and your nose is out.
Yeah.
I think that's a £200 fine. So you have to have your mask on. If you're in a supermarket and you haven't got gloves on, they give you them anyway. But if you haven't got gloves on, then that's a £200 fine. If you go out past the curfew, so we've still got a curfew for 11 p.m. now.
Yeah.
It was. Is it 11? Yeah, it's 11. It was 8 p.m. like a week ago, but now it's turned up to 11. If you go out after the curfew, it's like a £500 fine. If you have a party and there's, I think just a party in general, like of like 10 people, then I think it's generally like a 10 grand fine.
10 grand.
Yeah, and I think each person, so it's 10 grand for the host.
Yeah.
And then every person that's there gets a £1,000 fine on top.
Bro, they're just taking money. They're just taking money.
But no one's doing it.
Who's got the money to put 10 grand, give them 10 grand because you've had 10 people around?
Exactly, but that's the whole point of putting such a big fine on it, that no one's going to do it. In the UK...
I think they should have done that here. I don't know why they didn't do fines. Like, they did nothing. Like, they said, oh, there will be fines in place, but there was like 2 cases of people getting fines. And then they took away those fines because the person actually... one person actually got fined like 5,000 for going out to see her boyfriend or whatever. But they took away the fines now. There's no fines now, nothing. It's just, if we catch you in the park with more than 6 people, 7 people, then
go home.
Police will go home. That's it. Police will disperse you. That's it.
And then you'll go back next day to like another place.
Yeah, and then just do the same thing. So I don't understand.
It's worked, like out here it's worked because like they know that if you get caught, which like you could get away with it, like you could, but then the consequences.
But over there you don't want to take risks. You don't want to take the risks, man. Like, especially everyone's scared about the police force there.
Yeah, you don't want to get on the wrong side of them, or because there's obviously restrictions, but they can make a meal out of it if they want to. If they want to put you in jail for 6 years, just to make a point, they'll do it. Yeah, so I think it's good that it's strict. Like, I like it that it's strict.
No, I think it's good because then you can get out quicker. Like, otherwise you're going to be like us, where we're trying to test it and be like, oh, if we open up restaurants, is that okay? Or like, can you just make it harsh? Because we're still in lockdown. Like, it's been 4 months. Like, and we haven't made any progress, in my opinion. I don't think we made progress.
Yeah, like, I think, like I said, like I don't really obviously know a lot about it. Yeah, scientifically, we don't know what goes on behind closed doors
definitely.
and whatnot. But from like what I've seen, I think it's gone like up, and now it's like just over the peak now. So it is. I think it is getting better. Normality is getting better, and that's the main thing, isn't it? And people getting back to work and actually like just living normal day-to-day life. So
definitely. But bro, I appreciate your time, man, and I appreciate this conversation. Been good.
It's good, man. Honestly,
we'll definitely keep in touch. And like, next time when I come out to Dubai, I mean, like I was saying to you as well, I did the F1, so like, if I probably won't be this year, but next year if you're out there still, then I'll come.
Yeah, I'm gonna be here, so we'll keep in touch anyway, and then hit me up
definitely, bro.
Out. And
no, but I appreciate your time, bro.
No worries, man. It's been good.
All right, keep safe, yeah. See you.
See you later, mate. Bye.